it's Milsisaurus here, and today we have FIFA 16 PSG Career Mode Part 10. Been a little while since I've done my last broadcast. I'm really excited since we're coming up to the January transfer window. I would give you guys a recap, but unfortunately, since I don't do this full time, I don't remember everything off by heart. But what we're going to do, we're just going to scroll through all of the tabs and I will explain to you what's relevant to this video today. Not sure whether this is going to be a long video or a short video. Either way suits me. But before I get started, I would just like to say I do not own the rights to any of the FIFA content I will present to you today. I've taken off the music because YouTube emailed me saying that there was a copyright claim against the music that I was using. I was absolutely shocked. I couldn't believe it. But at the end of the day, it doesn't bother me. It's not going to affect my sleep. And I'm just going to mute the music and continue playing. So I have no rights to any of the footage that you see before you. It's just a game that I enjoy playing. I'm not looking to make a career out of this. This is just for my own personal use, enjoyment and entertainment. And if anybody would like to watch me in my broadcast, that's absolutely fine. They could comment away. I'll always appreciate that no matter what, and might even make some new friends down the line. And hey, if we're lucky, probably even play with you one day. But as far as I'm concerned, I just broadcast the videos, I enjoy my game, and it uploads onto my YouTube channel. So for the final time, it's just for my own enjoyment. So we're going to move on today because in this episode we are on the January transfer window. It's going to be one of the most exciting episodes of part 10. 10 videos I have done so far. I can't believe I'm actually doing this. I never thought I would see myself actually broadcasting for my YouTube channel. Never in a million years. As you are probably aware by now, into this 10th episode of this arguably very long playlist. I do plan to make a very long playlist, but you never know what could happen. It is completely improvisational, or spare in the moment as you may call it. Unpredictable is probably the best word to use. I don't use training. I think it's a great addition to have been added onto the FIFA 16 game. But training to me, I like the old-fashioned way of just growing your players throughout the season automatically. Training is a great way to improve your players' growth, especially if you want to focus on those particular players. But I do not use training whatsoever. I've got nothing against it. I just don't want to use it. We are not going to go on to the news. We have no news to look over right now. But I am umming and ahhing whether I should go back to my old ways in the January transfer window and sim per day to look at the news, but that could prove to be a very long episode, or might even just be long in general. I don't want to go through the top scorers at the moment, but I will go through the table as it stands at this very moment. AS Monaco are on top. We are in second place, only 3 points behind AS Monaco. Olympic Lyonnais are in third place, OGC Nice fourth place, and Olympic Marseille. I still can't pronounce the words correctly, so please do forgive me if I get them wrong, are in fifth place. But if we look at the bottom, you've got FC Nantes and GFC Ajaccio that are in 19th and 20th place. That is not looking good for them whatsoever. I'm just grateful that we're not on the bottom, because the way I play FIFA, guys, is I don't play the matches. I just sim everything. It makes the career mode a lot more faster, a lot more interesting, and it's just the way I enjoy playing. My hair looks a bit scruffy at the moment. I'm starting to get used to the camera now. Instead of looking at myself in the camera lens, I'm actually focused more on the game now, where it used to be a constant thing where I'll check my hair now and then. But look at me now. I'm just wearing my tracksuit bottoms. I'm chilled. I'm calm. I'm ready to continue this game. If we move on, just want to remind you that we did win the trophy champion trophy against the Olympic Lyonnais. 3-1, very good game. We haven't got through to the round of 16 yet, or even started the Coupe Nationale. We are in the middle of the Coupe de Ligue. I'd say the middle, but we're actually in the quarterfinals. Our next game is against Stade Rennais, so I'll be looking forward to that. Also, the following teams have qualified for the quarterfinals are AS Monaco, FC Nantes, Bordeaux, OGC Nice, Lyonnais, and I think it's Troyes, I think. I can't pronounce it, but moving on. We unfortunately lost in the American Challenge Cup, but we did manage to get to the final. We lost 1-0 to FC Bayern. As for the Champions Cup, I am pleased to say we made it to the round of 16, and our next game is against Manchester United, so I'll be very upset when that fixture comes. But the EuroLeague we have no part of, so there's no point in looking at that, and then we're going to come out of the tables. Moving on to the squad. You can see they're my first and second squad. I'm not going to really go through them right now, and I do not want to go through the squad report as well as the squad ranking at the moment. I do plan to do the squad report and squad ranking in February, as well as look at my first and second team. You know, kind of tweak it here and there, just to see if we are up to scratch and exceeding the expectations of what I want to see in my club. Going to injuries. Unfortunately, one of our finest midfielders in Pastore is in gym work at the moment from his broken ankle. He's got 2 weeks left, so I'll be looking forward to seeing him come back. And it would be nice to know that I don't have to bring in another midfielder during the January transfer window. Pastore is going to be still alive and kicking throughout the rest of the season. Moving on to the transfers. Now, as you can see on my global transfer network, I've got Jonathan in France, Wessel in Spain, Francois in Italy, Desan in England, and Alec in Germany. Now, Marcus is just sitting on his arse at the moment, waiting for me to send him out to scout individual players. The way I play is I have that one scout available to be free to scout individual players that I would like scouted, really. But I think that's a little bit of a waste. Now, since I am next to my computer, I can just scout for myself in how good a player is and what his potential is going to be. The only thing the only reason why that won't work is because I can't find out the actual value. I mean, I suppose I could on the internet, but that just wastes too much time. So instead, I just have Marcus out there, just ready for me to demand him scouting a certain player that I want to find out his value. You know, particularly the ones that I'm not too interested in, but I would like to know their value for future references. And I've only got the one instruction at the moment, and that's just to make my job easier in finding out which players are first team quality with an age range of 16 to 34 with a contract remaining of 0 to 1 year. And we did find a few interesting players, and I also went online to see whose contract runs out under 12 months. But we're going to get into that at just a little while. But feast your eyes on my finances. We have a big whopping 151 million in the bank with over 300,000 in wage budget. Now I have a ton of money to spend. Now, because my squad was so good, I didn't make any major signings. Speaking of major signings, let me take you to the transfer negotiations. Now, our successful transfer negotiations, are the following. Now, in real life, Di Maria, Trapp, Kazawa, Stambouli, they joined the club. As for departing the club, Kabai left in real life, and that is about it. Now, the signings that I did myself that didn't happen in real life are the following. Sule, I managed to pick up from Hoffenheim. As you can see there, he was estimated at $22 million, and I made a profit of $2 million, bringing him over to the club as one of my second team defenders. He's got a very high potential. It's a great signing. I'm happy with him at the moment, so I've got nothing to say about that. Maxwell, I sold to Manchester City. He's worth 3.2 million. I managed to sell him for 4.7, so I did make a bit of a profit there. He was getting way too old, and it was just time to watch him go. And I hope he does well in that left-back position at Manchester City. I don't know Manchester City well enough to know who plays left-back at the moment, but I'm sure he would do well there nonetheless for the next couple of seasons. Please excuse me, I am suffering from a minor cold at the moment. I'm trying to fight off as much as possible, but I will cough here and there or may have the sniffles, but I'm feeling okay at the moment. Now, I brought in Mbolo. I could not resist. I needed a backup striker for the second squad. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why not just bring back Bayerbeck? Now, Bayerbeck had already been loaned out to Saint Etienne. I could have brought him back, but then I wouldn't be able to sign this beauty of a player. He's got such a high potential, arguably one of the best young strikers in FIFA 16. I couldn't resist the urge to bring him to the club. As you can see, 18 years old. He's got some good stats. He's going to be a beast for this squad. I sold Douches to Stade Rennais. He was another player that was too old, and I have a policy where you reach 35 years old. If you are not, if you don't have an overall of 88 and over, you're going. So that was the case, despite it being my first season. I could have given him one season, or even waited till January, but we're going to get into that in just a little while. It was just time for him to go. His worth was 2.6. I lost that in profit by just 100,000, but hey, I don't want to be too stingy. On Gender is one of my future left wingers. Now, he got an offer to go to FC Bayern, and I hope he does really well. You can see right there, he's 71 overall. He started at 69. He's going to be a welcome addition in my second season, or at least I hope he will be. Pereira de Sá. No face, unfortunately. I don't see him having a future at PSG, but I am a man of my word. I did not want to just sell anybody that I didn't like. I want to give everybody a chance. I can't say the same for Maxwell or Douches, but I do have very good reasons for that. As for Rolly, he's 64 overall, and my target for him is if he doesn't reach 70 by the end of the season, I'm afraid I'm going to get rid of him in the summer transfer window. And then there's Georgian, same thing. He's got to reach 70, and I'm coming, babe. And if he doesn't reach 70 by the end of the season, then I'm afraid that's just not good enough. He's going to have to go in the summer transfer window. But I am afraid that is all I have time for this episode. Please stay tuned for episode number 11. We are going to continue talking about transfers and being ready for the transfer window itself. We still got a lot to get through, and it's going to be one epic episode. So please stick around for episode 11. It's going to be legend. Wait for it. Derry. Sorry, I had to steal that from How I Met Your Mother. I don't take no rights to that quote, but I'm glad you are watching this episode. I hope you had a good time. I'll see you very soon, and peace!